weird news. As always, I'm your host, Renee Ariel, and I'm joined by my work wife, Fiona Zaring.
Hello.
So today, we have a lot to talk about because there is some drama going on with Maddie, with Peter. We've got an update on what's going on with Tyler Cameron. But before we get into it all, if you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and notification bell so we can keep you updated on all things Bachelor Nation. Okay, Fiona, listen, it was a hard week for us all. And by us all, I mean Maddie, Peter, and Kelley with whatever the heck is going on with these three. But what is going on specifically regarding Peter and Maddie? Because there's a new update that is quite concerning.
Yes. So Peter and Maddie are definitely in a darker place than I thought they would be at this stage of the game. Maddie revealed on Caitlin Bristow's Off the Vine podcast that Peter reached out to her just a few days before popping up in Chicago with Kelley. Peter saw that clip posted by a fan account and tagged Maddie in a comment and wrote, quote, "You'd think you'd have a little more respect for the situation, given we both know there's more to the story." Now, Maddie did reveal the fact that Peter did reach out to her after the fact to sort of explain the situation and what was going on. She mentioned that Kelley had never reached out to her and that she was definitely a little hurt and confused because Kelley was someone that apparently she really, really considered a super close friend. And all of this sort of unfolded on her birthday. So she did end her interview saying that she thinks they're both really special people and she wishes nothing but the best for them. But there's definitely some underlying tension going on because Peter just unfollowed her on Instagram. So Maddie has got some sort of issue with Peter, whether she's making it public or not. And Peter is just straight up calling out Maddie right now. So I guess these two are not in a very good place, all things considered.
Yeah, I'm just wondering what he means by there's more to the story. And if that wasn't true, I think Maddie would have responded saying something else. But clearly, since this happened, obviously this didn't happen too long ago, but she's been pretty quiet. I will say, in Maddie's defense, okay, you guys, if you've watched her other lives, you know that last live that Fiona and I did, I said I didn't believe her and Kelley were BFFs, okay? I said it on camera. I thought it was a little sus that they hadn't talked in a long time. But let me tell you what I found, because I was creeping on Instagram, as I do, and I saw an old photo that Kelley posted from January 15th. Her and her, like, two friends. They're in dresses. Anyways, Maddie commented on this photo. And you want to know what she said, Fiona?
I'm dying to
She
know.
said, she said, "Love you, bestie." Yes, that's right.
Ooh.
Bestie, as in short for best friend. And you know what Kelley said? Do you know what Kelley said in response? Kelley says, "Literally my girl from day one." So,
wow.
I would like to sincerely apologize for I messed up. Okay, I stand corrected. Maybe they were best friends and I judged too soon. However, do I think that there's more to the story? And Maddie completely made it look like it's like this one-sided thing that like her best friend betrayed her and Peter begged for her back right before he started seeing Kelley. Yes. We just don't know what more to the story means. I need to know. I need Maddie to respond.
The thing is, what I thought was so crazy is like, if you sit down and listen to that interview, I don't know how could there be more to this story? Like, it is already so complicated. Maddie spilled so much tea. She really, really put her side out there. Like, I don't think she really made an effort to hold back. I think this was her moment. She was like, you know what? I'm saying everything I want to say. So if there is more to the story, I'm really, really curious how much more there is, if that makes sense. Like, is there a whole other series of conversations and communications that we don't know about? Or was it one little moment between the two of them that in Peter's eyes is really meaningful, and in Maddie's eyes, she's like, compared to everything else that happened, whatever, dude. Like, that doesn't matter. Honestly, I don't know how you feel about this, but I'm a little bit bummed for them. Like, I feel like at a certain point in time, whether they were each other's perfect match, they really cared for each other. And even up until the end, they both really wanted to fight to make it work, regardless of America's opinions, regardless of his family's opinions. Like, there were two people who really, really thought they could have been something. And it's always a shame, I think, when things sort of take a turn and go sour, you know?
Yeah, I mean, totally. I will say though, like, I don't know, regarding Maddie feeling betrayed by them, and I do want to answer. So in the chat, Heidi, hello Heidi, said that maybe Peter reached out to her on her birthday. On that podcast where she like dished all, she said that neither of them had reached out to her on her birthday, and that's when she was like, "That's a little sus." And then she saw the photo, so she was upset about it. But I think regarding like the betrayal of it, okay, a lot of the times, like when it comes to relationships with people, no relationship is the same. So when you
Mm-mm.
feel something as you do for like a past relationship, that doesn't affect your feelings towards your present relationship. Like they're different. I think when you mix a whole lot of exes on a show like The Bachelor, where maybe there were multiple connections, it gets a bit more complicated. That being said, Maddie and Kelley may have been best friends on his show, but it was a show where they were dating the same guy. So I do think it's a
Right.
bit unfair for Maddie to say, "How dare my best friend do that to me," when they were both dating Peter on this show. Yes, she went home a little bit before her, but also Maddie was maybe FaceTiming him for what, a few weeks before they met for the first time on after the final rose. Like it would be one thing if it was a Hannah Ann situation and she was like fully engaged to the guy for a couple of months and then right after they broke up, she saw him with her best friend. I just think
Yeah.
I get what she's saying, but also like she signed up for that. Like her best friend, that's also her ex, you know?
I know. That's what I always find so hilarious about the Bachelor franchise is like you go in, you build these incredibly strong female relationships or guys form these really strong bonds with each other. And that's just amazing to see play out. And it's great. You didn't find the love of your life, but you made a lifelong friend. Awesome. Like, I think that that's great. It just always baffles me when you see like even McKenna and Hannah Ann's friendship this year. Like they were always together. They were like this little dynamic duo. We saw them hanging out on screen, I think a lot more than we saw Maddie and Kelley hanging out. Like I didn't
Yeah.
get a sense that they were a dynamic duo as a viewer. But even those friendships, as they play out on the show, I'm like, it's going to potentially come to a moment where you and your new bestie are going to literally be deeply in love with the same man. Like they're sort of
Yeah.
in a way, I don't want to say set up to fail, but set up to fail because there's always going to be so many layers to these kinds of really, really close relationships. I saw Marcus
Totally.
in the chat said, it's tough when we see so little of what's actually going on. All we can do is speculate. And Marcus, I feel that because I feel like with the Bachelor franchise, you're given so much information. But when you can't really see what's going on once the cameras stop, it's hard because we're used to really being able to see like how someone said what they said or how they went about it, or they sit down and do an interview afterwards and they give you all of their deepest thoughts. And then all of a sudden there's a lot of speculating. If you want to keep up with what's going on in their lives, you're used to having a
Yeah.
certain access point that you don't get anymore. So my goodness, I feel like the aftermath of Peter's season would have been a better season to watch than
I
the season
know.
itself.
I know.
Oh my goodness.
Seriously. It's just so much drama. It's never ending. Honestly, though, like, I would love for Kelley and Peter to work out just because I'm someone that loves a happy ending. And at this point, like, I
Mhm.
can't take any more twists and turns. I don't think I can do like oh, Peter went to Kelsey's hometown and now they're like, I can't. Okay. I've reached my limit on the amount of girls he's allowed to go back to. And I just need this to work out. My heart will
I
not be able
know.
to take it.
I
But
know.
speaking of my girl Kelley, you guys, she's really getting in with the family because Peter's dad apparently has a nickname for her. And you may be like,
Oh
oh,
boy.
Renee, is it like Kel? No, it's like a very weird, like cutesy nickname. Let me tell you what happened. Okay. Basically, it was Peter's dad's birthday. So, like, naturally, Peter being the family guy he is, made a very cute Instagram video for his dad, which first featured him, Dustin, and Kelley, and then some other family members. But in the part with him, Kelley, and Dustin, they're all wishing him a happy birthday. And Kelley refers to herself as Chop Chop. Yes, as in chop, chop. During her like portion of the birthday message. And then, just in case you're like, maybe you misheard that, Renee. No. In the comment section of the video, Kelley posted happy birthday again and like added his dad. And he responded, "Thanks so much for the wishes, Chop Chip. Miss you guys." Okay, I know Chop Chip is different than Chop Chop, but I'm guessing the Chop Chip was a typo, or she just doesn't know what her nickname is. It could be multiple things. Regardless, I think it's safe to say that Peter's father has a nickname for Kelley, and I think it's wild.
Here's the thing. Do you remember I think it was the episode that it was when Kelley gets sent home. And I believe she's talking about Victoria F or someone, but it was like one of my favorite Kelley moments from the season. She goes like, "Chop, chop, send her home." Like, I wonder if that's where it stems from.
Oh my God,
right?
I forgot about that.
I wonder if that like
Fiona, you're onto
stood out to
something.
the dad, because that was like one of my favorite Kelley moments, because I felt like in that moment she was just done. She was like, "I'm a catch. You either get rid of this nonsense or send me home. I'm over it." Yeah, so I wonder, like, maybe as a viewer, her dad like thought that moment was hilarious and also was thinking in his head, "Chop, chop, Peter, send everybody else home." Who knows? Because we know Barb has made it clear that Kelley was one of their favorites throughout the whole season. So maybe that's where Chop Chop came from. Otherwise, it's a very, very specific nickname. It's got to be some sort of
such a
joke.
specific nickname. At first I read his comment because I didn't watch the birthday video, because to be frank with you, after watching Peter's TikToks, I don't know if I can handle any more content that Peter puts up on the internet in general. But I was like, Chop Chip, like, what is Chop Chip? And then I watched it and she said chop chop, and I'm like, who's wrong here? Someone's wrong. Either way, I think it's definitely chop chop, and I think that that's the reference he was making. But do you guys think it's weird that his dad already has a nickname for her? Like, okay, so you've been in a relationship for how long, Fiona, with your man?
Almost 2 years. Yeah. Almost 2
Okay,
years.
so 2 years versus maybe 4 weeks, 3 weeks. How long has it been? Who knows? Do either of your parents have a nickname for Ryan, your boyfriend, or vice versa?
I don't think so. I think my parents call him Ryan. He doesn't like to be called Rye, and that's like kind of the obvious nickname. And his parents call me Fiona, or I think Fee every once in a while. But neither of us have like a nickname we really, really go for. What I will say though is I don't necessarily think you can compare maybe my parents or his parents to Barb and Peter, because as we saw on the show, I think they are a lot more outwardly like affectionate instantly with their children's significant others. So I wouldn't be surprised. I'm seeing in the chat, it popped up, and let me see, I'm gonna have to scroll. Mari said Peter calls Kelley Chop Chop. That's where it comes from, not the dad. So that would be interesting too. I don't know if Peter calls her Chop Chop because of the Chop Chop moment on the show, or like we said, if there's another inside joke there. But regardless, the whole family has a nickname for her then. So I don't know.
Clearly the family loves her. That is no secret. You know what can be a secret? Mysteries, which people were saying that Tyler Cameron was spotted working out with the mystery woman. What is going on with that?
Wow, that was an excellent segue, Renee. TMZ reported that Tyler Cameron was working out with a mystery woman. And here's the thing.
I think great photo.
I think Tyler Cameron is going to have this blessing and curse of people are just interested in what he does. So he is going to find himself the face of tabloid speculation. If he stands too close to a woman walking down the street, she's going to be a mystery woman. Basically, he saw this headline and was not having it because not only did they claim he was with a mystery woman, as in maybe a new flame or a new like person he was dating, but it also drew up a lot of speculation that he wasn't taking social distancing seriously because, as we all know, you're supposed to, stay put, quarantine with a specific group of people, and limit it to that. So Tyler took to Twitter and shut down the rumors. Not going to read everything he said, but basically he explained that, he still goes out, people take a jog, go for a walk, whatever. So he was out in the neighborhood working out, and some neighbors were running sprints. So he challenged them, and basically they ran a race at a distance. And then he said, and this is a quote, after our workout, we talked for a bit from a distance, but you guys seem to like to jump to conclusions about everything without any real context. So I thought I'd give y'all the context. So basically, all that happened was Tyler was out for a run, saw some neighbors on a run from a distance, challenged them to a sprint contest, as one does, and then they communicated from a safe distance after that. A lot of the people that live in the neighborhood are friends with his brother, so they're not mystery people. They're just friendly acquaintances. And that's it. Really nothing more to the story. What do you think, Renee? How many more mystery women are we going to see Tyler Cameron linked to in his future?
I just leave it to Tyler to be linked to a mystery woman during quarantine. I've only seen my parents for the last month. Okay. So it would be very impressive if Tyler managed to meet someone while in quarantine, and that how would they have even gotten to it? Just, and yes, don't break social distancing rules, but let's just think of the logistics here. How would he have met her? Bumble?
Right.
Come on. This doesn't surprise me. I'm happy he cleared it up because especially during times where people are taking social distancing so seriously because it's super important. I'm happy he said something for that reason. Also, probably made Hannah feel better because I'm sure if Hannah Brown was looking at, TMZ and thought Tyler had already found a new quarantine buddy, I'd be annoyed. Speaking of,
Jenna Panda in the chat agrees with you. She said, well, duh, he's secretly with Hannah. No time to date. Just saying. We'll find out, Jenna.
I would love for them to be secretly together. You guys, also just side note, my cat is so mad that I'm giving attention to anything else but her right now and keeps coming on my lap and moving my laptop, which is on my tripod, which aka my pillows. But moving on, you guys, because listen, I don't know if you know this, but Tyler has a best friend named Matt James who was cast to be on the next season of The Bachelorette. And with this pandemic, knowing that they're taking this opportunity to recast a lot, people were wondering if Matt James was even going to be part of The Bachelorette when it does finally film. And Matt just told I almost said TMZ, and Matt just told E! News the following. Ready? He said, there's a beautiful young lady in Sacramento, Claire, right now, who's quarantining and who is patiently waiting for production on a show to pick back up. And I've been waiting as well. And I'm hoping after everything settles down and everyone is safe, that I'll finally get to meet her. I'm looking forward to it. Now, do I think this is confirmation that he's for sure going to be on the season? Not necessarily, because I think everything's up in the air. However, I think this is one way to make ABC not recast you. Do an interview with E! News and be like, I'm really looking forward to meeting the Bachelorette. Can't wait for filming to start again. So right. I think he will most likely be on it, but I don't think that's a guarantee just because he said he's looking forward to it.
Right. I think he's one of the more buzzed about male contestants heading into this next season. He's not a complete stranger to Bachelor Nation. A lot of fans of Tyler's are also fans of his. So if I had to guess, I don't think ABC is sitting around going, you know who we're not sure about? Matt. I think they may not be sure about some of the young guys that Bachelor Nation doesn't know already, doesn't have any true excitement about or attachment to. And they might say to those guys, like, listen, not your moment, no hard feelings, let's try again. Like, this show is not in danger of getting canceled anytime soon. Like, let's put you in a season where you can be a better fit. So I would have to agree with you. I think we will probably see Matt. All things considered, Claire's season is so up in the air. I just hope for Claire, because I didn't watch Juan Pablo's season, but I've come to quite like her just from everything we've been hearing. I really hope for Claire's sake that by the time ABC is able to safely do her season, she's got a great batch of guys. They have a really fun show planned for her. And I think everyone just really deserves that. The fans deserve it. Yeah. She deserves it. So who knows? But I agree with you. I think we'll see Matt.
Yeah. But you guys, that is pretty much all of the Bachelor craziness. And that's only for today. Like, we just wait till what's going to happen tomorrow or the next day. That's why you definitely need to hit that subscribe button. But do you guys have any questions before we go? Any thoughts? I do see J Job says, what are your gut feelings about Matt James? I don't really know him. Like, I know he's, best friends with Tyler, who I love. So, I mean, I think Tyler has good taste in friends, I hope, because I like him. And they do say you are, what is it, the equivalent of like your 3 closest friends. Yep. So there's some Tyler and Matt. So if there's Tyler and Matt and there's a good amount of it, he must be a cool guy. What are your thoughts, Fiona?
I agree. I wasn't like super on the Tyler Cameron bandwagon until this quarantine and the creation of the quarantine crew. And obviously we've been keeping up with what they're doing. And I feel like I'm finally starting to see a lot of different sides of his personality, not just like the dating rumors about who he's with. I know the other day he did like a live stream for a solid 10 to 15 minutes, just talking to this young fan. And he just seemed really genuinely interested to like see her dogs and see what was going on in her house. So I think if Matt is a reflection of Tyler in any way, he's going to make for some good TV. Is he Claire's perfect match? Yeah. Who knows? We'll find out. But if he has the same kind of energy, the same kind of willingness to participate, because I think you got to go into The Bachelor fully ready to just dive in and drink the Kool-Aid and go with it, which hopefully Tyler will prep him. And I don't know. My gut says good TV. That's my gut.
I agree with that. Duncan wants to know how we feel about production being delayed and the chance that Claire can be Googled by contestants. Well, that ship has sailed. They're all Googling her. Anyone that's even considering going on the show, cat's out of the bag. Right. However, like, great, we'll have guys that won't be expecting someone else. Because a lot of the times when, these shows start, there's an insecurity with bachelors and bachelorettes. Like, were they hoping it was another bachelorette or another bachelor? So at least we'll get that insecurity out of the way off the bat,
I agree. And I think Claire has had such a unique history within Bachelor Nation, like her iconic telling Juan Pablo off moment. Like, if you're going to be the kind of guy that wants to pull the same kind of nonsense as Juan Pablo, like, either you're going into this thinking like, all right, I got to drop that behavior at the door because it's not going to fly with her. Or maybe you respectfully tell ABC that you think you need to be recast. You know what I mean? Like, hopefully this will help weed out guys that are either intimidated or just know based on the research they've done on the back end that she's not the right fit for them. Because I say, get out. If you don't think you're the right fit for someone, don't go on national television and try to date them. I get why they 100%. Don't usually do it that way as like a show model, but this is going to be a very unique season because these just are the circumstances.
All right. I think we have time for one last question. And this one, I would honestly just love to know Fiona's answer. I think we should answer it for each other. So Marcus
Okay.
asked, how do you guys think you'd act if you were on the season of The Bachelor? So obviously if you were single, but how do you answer for me first and I'll answer for you.
I think Renee would really thrive on The Bachelor because I think you see people for what they are and you have a very good BS meter. So I don't think you would get pulled into a lot of the drama with the girls. And I also think that you would really be able to figure out early on if you were even interested in the guy. And I'm going to say you'd be on the show for the right reasons. So I think you would do well. I honestly say all the time, I think Renee could go on and kill The Bachelor because A, you know all the tricks, so you're not going to be pulled over by the producers. And B, I don't know, you're outgoing. I say we campaign to get Renee on The Bachelor.
I love where this question went. As for Fiona, I think Fiona would be the perfect blend between a Hannah Ann and a McKenna, but like also with the producer brain, because Fiona's very smart and will read the room real quick, but she's so friendly and will know how to stay out of any drama with a smile on her face. So I think you'd be the perfect contestant because you'd be likable because you're not getting involved in the drama, but because you're so smart and great and just a lovely person, you'll keep pushing through by the end, you'll be the fan favorite.
Oh my God. What an answer. I was going to say I would like leave day one because I think I would walk in and be like, oh, this is all too much for me.
You'd be
I don't
like,
want
I'm not here to
anything
make
to
friends. I think it's weird that we'd all be friends if we're dating the same guy.
Yeah, I have a
Anyways,
really
you
hard
guys,
time.
Fiona has a hard time wrapping that concept around her head, which listen, I get. Oh wait, hold on. Did you mention that Peter said to Vile Files that Maddie didn't want to get together with Peter in between the time they met in LA and after Thana Rose, just to appear more real for the audience? We didn't mention that, but I did hear that. I mean, listen, Maddie makes her own choices. I don't know why she did that choice. I don't know why. They should have seen each other, I think, but it's fine because you know what? It made for great reality TV.
I can't remember if it was her or him. I want to say it was Peter, and I think it was from that interview said that like looking back on that, they wanted to keep the moment authentic, but it was probably a mistake. And like I get it. I feel like it was very fairy tale to like see each other for the first time again on stage, but they absolutely should have seen each other before. I agree.
They should have. Wow, thank you guys. I'm getting some Renee for Bachelorette. Listen, message ABC. Maybe I'll find a husband. It's going to be great. You know, after quarantine, I'm just going to need to see another male that isn't my dad. So let's just, can't wait till this is over. But you guys, thank you so much for watching. These are always so much fun. If you want to stay updated on everything going on in Bachelor Nation, which thanks to Peter Weber, there's always something going on in Bachelor Nation. My cat is not having this live. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and notification bell. And in the meantime, if you'd like to keep up with me and Fiona, you can follow me at Renee Ariel on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube.
That was very good. And you can follow me at Fiona's Airing on all of those same platforms. Look at that.
Look at that. All right, you guys, we will see you next time.
Bye.
Oh my God.